YouTube, what's good? What's going on? It's your guy, Hugh Steph, and this is Billion Ear Talk. Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all as usual. Today, we have ourselves another video from Medium Man. Shout out to bro. He's been killing it, staying consistent, dropping video after video, which helps me to give you guys content. And what I like about his videos, he provides data and statistics, things that people ignore today when they want to make the argument point about men versus women, this, that, and the third. I'll be honest, guys, I haven't seen this video, but I am familiar with the headline of Kendra G sounding like Kevin Samuels. Now, of course, she's denying it, but it's starting to happen more often. I don't know when she switched up her content and started shaming women, or not shaming, but holding them accountable, rather. All right, guys, enough chit chat. Let's just go ahead and get into the video. But first, I need you to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Make sure you leave a comment once you make it through the video, and I'll see you on the other side.
Are you your type? Like, have we ever thought about that? Like you're
That's why we need Kevin Samuels back.
Look at that face. Look at it. Look at her face. She don't like every video that I've done. Even when I was saying that Kendra G is qualified to speak in these spaces, I told you guys, she is never going to give Kevin Samuels credit for anything. She don't like Kevin Samuels because Kevin Samuels publicly embarrassed her during that interview. Kendra G holds that, and every time somebody mentions Kevin Samuels in her realm, she gets upset. So the radio host said, man, you sound like Kevin Samuels. That's the key indicator, Kendra. Now you guys got to hear exactly what's going on. Let's listen to this.
But they compare you to Kevin Samuels sometimes.
Okay, let me say this. Did Kevin Samuels interview gay men?
Doesn't matter.
What that got to do with anything? What? Hold on. I'm going to let her cook. Hold on. Here we go.
Did Kevin Samuels interview transgender people?
Well, they say you're like the female version.
Hold on. We gotta do the whole totality.
Okay.
Did Kevin Samuels have poly people on his show? My show has always been a dating show. So yes, we have black women on our show, which is a large portion, but my show was always centered around a dating show. And I think people compare the two because they always like to focus on black women only, but there's so many other components of my show. I don't think he's ever interviewed gay men on his show. I don't think he's ever interviewed transgender people on his show. I don't think he's ever interviewed people in poly relationships.
Hey, Medium Man, let me cut in real quick before you do what you do. There's similarities in what they do. And this is what I call dancing around the bush. Kendra, you have people calling to get hooked up, but he did too as well. His approach was more so holding the mirror to the face. Because I want this type of guy. Why can't I get this type of guy? So what's your dress size? What's this? What's that? Okay, you make this type of money. Well, the men don't want you. And if you want to break it down a little further, he actually did have it to where if you tapped into like his members only type of thing, he actually did hook people up. He gave people advice that could either repair the relationship or help people to build relationships. You're hooking people up. You're kind of like blind dating, buddy. Essentially, it's under the same umbrella is what I'm trying to say.
What does that have to do with anything? They're not talking about the type of people that come on your show, Kendra G. They're talking about your talking points. Kevin Samuels told you the talking points directly to your face.
That's what I was
You learn through trial and error. You came into these spaces with the mindset that women are never wrong. But as your show continued and it continued to progress, you start getting more people coming in, primarily black women. You started to learn that, hey, these women seem like they're sharing the same script, which exactly is what Kevin Samuels was telling you. So when people compare you to Kevin Samuels, they're not comparing your platform. They're comparing the talking points that you have come to learn from Kevin Samuels and from your own platform. That's all it is. And she gets so offended because she's on her high horse. I went to school. I did this and I did that. It's like, man, we all qualified in certain areas. You may be a subject matter area expert in mass communications. I am a subject matter expert in public health. I've been in the field for about 25 years now. Okay? So if we were to have a debate about public health, you would lose because I am a subject matter expert. On the other side, if we were having a debate about mass communications, I would probably lose. Okay? I'm going to say probably because I've been doing this for a while too, just about as long as you have. Okay? So, but you use your education and your degree by saying, yeah, I'm more qualified. I was on the radio. I was doing this. I get it. But you have to understand when people compare you to Kevin Samuels, they're not talking about the platforms. And even the platform situation is a little bit sticky on your behalf because of the fact that you criticize Kevin Samuels for the same thing that you're actually doing. You said that Kevin Samuels wasn't married. So how is he qualified to talk about dating and relationships and marriage? On the flip side, Cam Newton asked you why should people listen to you? And you said, do I have to be married in order to give relationship advice or have a dating show? It's the same thing. But again, she's so ingrained in the sisterhood. And I say this every video that I do about Kendra G. She will never give Kevin Samuels or black men any credit because of the fact that she has a level of disdain. And that's never going to leave her at all. And that's why I always say you won't ever see Kendra G acknowledge the fact that some of the stuff that the men said were right. She's going to say, I learned this from my platform. Cool. But we've been saying this for a while now. Kevin Samuels, which is why people, compare y'all, he was saying it and he said it to you. Okay? But y'all got to listen to this.
So, yes, there's a similarity to the women component, but my show has always been focused on finding people love. And another reason I got to say this is I am a 25-year journalist. I have a degree. I went to college. I was doing this before YouTube was created, before podcast equipment was on sale.
So, and I'm going to go ahead and speak on behalf of Kevin Samuels because he's not here. Kevin Samuels has been doing this before podcast equipment was available. Okay, but you don't know that because you never do your research. Kevin Samuels used to always say that he was a leader of like a church singles group. You guys remember that? And also recently there was a lady that went somewhat viral on TikTok where she shared a picture of her and Kevin Samuels. She also said that Kevin Samuels, when they were like in high school, he was the same way. They used to have the same conversations. Y'all know what I'm talking about? So so Kevin Samuels can say the same thing. And I'm not sure if Kendra G has ever had a dating show. Because she said she's been doing this for a while. What are you talking about, being on radio? I'll give you that. She is a very accomplished radio personality. She's been in the industry for about 20 years now. But that doesn't negate the fact that Kevin Samuels was doing the same thing. Okay? So again, when people compare you to Kevin Samuels, they're not comparing your platforms. They're comparing your talking points, which is exactly why that radio host said, hey, you sound like Kevin Samuels, okay? Not your platform looks like Kevin Samuels. What you're saying sounds like Kevin Samuels. Why don't people understand this?
Putting it that way, I can actually understand her frustration because when you've put in work, so much work, and, I guess to some degree well, no, because Kevin Samuels, what y'all think? Who's bigger, Kendra G or Kevin Samuels? Because I was going to say I could see her frustration if she's technically the bigger person or has somewhat more of an extensive career in her actual field, whereas Kevin Samuels, what we know of him primarily, it sounds like he was doing stuff on the side or before, but we know him as a image consultant. That was his main thing. And then he kind of just broke off into the internet thing. So I'll give Kendra G that. But like bro said, we're not comparing you as far as dating in this. We're comparing the fact that you guys have similar speaking points and he's more known for that than you were because you switched up the tune. I'm just saying, you can't be mad at that.
Lord have mercy.
No YouTuber could teach me shit, and y'all could beat that out.
Dead on.
You see that? Oh my God, this woman, Lord have mercy, is so bullheaded, man. Some of our black women, Lord.
She's saying my bad, media man. It's funny because she's saying that a YouTuber can't teach her shit, but when you were on Kevin Samuel's show, he schooled the hell out you, Kendra. He schooled you, and he schooled you good. So I don't know. Maybe you need to sit back in that class and learn a little something. And it's okay. It happens, you know. It happens to the best of us. But there's always room for improvement. There's always room for growth, and there's always room to learn something new. Don't take it no type of way. Because that YouTuber voted your ass that day. Just saying.
How you gonna take jabs at a dead man?
I wasn't taking I'm not taking jabs.
You're not joking. That's the girl that's called well, she said she did call Michael B. Jordan corny. I just recognized her voice. But she wasn't joking. Did you hear what she said? Let's go back.
Take jabs at a dead man.
I wasn't taking I'm not.
She said you was taking jabs at a dead man. That's exactly what you're doing. But she walked it back, said, no, I'm joking. You weren't joking. That's the first thing that came to your mind. Why?
Backlash.
Why do you do this? It makes no sense. And there's a lot of suckers out there that keep taking shots at Kevin Samuels while he's gone. Y'all was quiet when he was around because he had the juice, so to speak, right? But now everybody, got a voice. I never listened to Kevin Samuels. I didn't agree. But for some odd reason, all your talking points, your platforms sounds exactly like Kevin Samuels.
I wouldn't even say that they were quiet. I would just say that they couldn't do nothing with him at the time because he was just on top. He was punctual. He was very informative with his talking points. He had the stats and data to back it up. He just made people look stupid in their own argument. It's like you come on here and you argue because you don't like what is being said, but you can't argue the facts and the data. And what I'm doing over here is working. You cannot fight the science behind it, especially when there's proof in what I'm saying, supporting evidence. Take it up with the shit that works. Don't take it up with me. I'm just reiterating. So that's all that was. You can't. He was sharp. Kevin Samuels was very sharp. Now, did he have a few moments where he tripped up and, said some shit that was off? In my personal opinion, from what I've watched, yes. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that feels that way. But 95% of the time, Kevin Samuels was pretty on point. Just my personal opinion.
Why is that? Is it the cool thing to do to say that you didn't agree with Kevin Samuels so you can get a predominantly black female audience? Because you know that the predominantly black female audience will listen to you pander? That's why y'all do that shit? You try and separate yourself from what Kevin Samuels was saying, even though you know it was the truth, and you repeat the same talking points to your audience, but to soften the blow, you say, I didn't agree with Kevin Samuels, but Kevin Samuels said the same thing about this. I know. And that's why I want to F with a lot of y'all. I saw the DMs. No. Never coming on your show at all. Yeah, some whole shit. Let's continue.
I'm not taking jobs at him, but
You're talking about people that compare you.
Yeah, I want people to understand that. And this is no diss to him, R.I.P. But sometimes I do got to talk my ish because you're not going to take away the 25-year career that I have put in for this moment.
That's right.
And that goes without saying. I understand the power of social media. I will agree without me doing my dating show. It doesn't lead to Oprah in that magnitude. But also, I'm not leading to Oprah if I don't have all the other accolades. Right. They're very much aware of all the things I've been doing for the last 25 years. I've had several radio jobs. I've been on CNN, BET, E, to name a few. I mean, the list literally goes on.
All right, so that was a quick clip, man. And like I said, Kendra G, she will never give or acknowledge Kevin Samuels' contribution to what she does, okay? Because, again, from their interview, that still sticks with her because people view it as her losing, or people view it as Kevin Samuels predicting the future for Kendra G. And like I said, the woman seemed like she living an amazing life. And if she said it, who am I to judge? I'm not going to convince her otherwise. If she say that she don't need marriage, she don't need marriage. You're not going to get no argument from me. You know what I'm saying? You let the market decide, watch the world burn. That's how I view it. So I would never get up here and say, no, you need to find a husband. She don't think that she need to find a husband because she's looking for a man to somewhat get on her program. and the men that she wants, or the way that she puts it, well, I never had to ask for a high earning man because that's typically all that I date.
All right, guys, let's cut the video right here. Let us know in the comments your thoughts. Do you think she has a right to feel the way she does? Is there truth to her sounding similar to Kevin Samuels as far as the speaking points? Let us know in the comments. Till next time, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.